It began, as many great discoveries do, with an accident. The year was 1901. A group of Greek sponge divers, faces raw from days at sea, were exploring the waters off the tiny island of Antikythera. The Aegean swelled beneath them, turquoise and treacherous. When one diver slipped beneath the surface, he found not fish or coral, but a ghost from another age, a shipwreck scattered across the seabed like the bones of some giant, drowned creature. Among the amphorae and statues lay something no one could explain, a lump of corroded bronze, as unassuming as any piece of marine scrap. It would take decades before anyone realized what they had found. When the artifact was first brought to the surface, it was brittle, fused into a mass of green corrosion. It hardly seemed remarkable, beside the marble statues of gods and heroes pulled from the same wreck. Yet when the encrusted lump cracked open, it revealed something utterly astonishing: finely cut bronze gears, so precise they could have been made in a modern watchmaker's workshop. The world was not ready to believe it. The shipwreck itself was dated to around 70 BCE, and the device, now known as the Antikythera Mechanism, appeared to be a complex machine far beyond anything the ancient world was thought capable of. Its very existence challenged the timeline of human invention. This was not a mere ornament or trinket. This was a machine, a computer, built 2,000 years ago. Imagine a wooden box, the size of a shoebox, filled with interlocking bronze gears, dozens of them, each tooth cut with precision. When a crank was turned, the gears moved together in perfect harmony. And what did this ancient machine do? It predicted the movements of the heavens. The Antikythera Mechanism could chart the cycles of the sun and moon, track the phases of the moon, forecast eclipses, and perhaps even predict the positions of planets. And here's the unsettling part. Nothing like it would appear again in human history for more than 1,000 years. The very first person to suspect the mechanism's true purpose was a Greek archaeologist named Valerios Stais in 1902. But his idea that this was an astronomical device was so outrageous that many dismissed it. Ancient Greece was advanced, yes, but this level of mechanical sophistication? It was like finding a jet engine in the ruins of Pompeii. It wasn't until the 21st century, with modern imaging technology, that we truly began to understand the scope of its genius. Advanced 3D X-ray scans revealed hidden inscriptions and internal structures invisible to the naked eye. These engravings, written in tiny Greek letters, were not decorative, they were instructions. The mechanism wasn't just functional, it was a carefully labeled scientific instrument. Its front dial displayed the zodiac, the solar calendar, and the phases of the moon. The back dials tracked the Metonic cycle, an ancient 19-year lunar calendar, and predicted solar and lunar eclipses with astonishing accuracy. But the deeper mystery is, who built it? Some believe it came from the school of the legendary Greek mathematician Hipparchus, whose work on celestial motion was centuries ahead of its time. Others suspect it might have been designed in Rhodes, home to skilled astronomers and engineers. But we have no definitive answer, no blueprint, and no written description in any surviving text that tells us how or why it was made. Theories flourish. Some say it was a teaching tool, a way for scholars to understand the dance of the cosmos. Others suggest it was used for astrology, predicting the fate of kings and nations by the stars. And then there are the more speculative whispers that this was not the first of its kind, but merely the survivor of a forgotten lineage of machines lost to history. And that leads us to the most haunting question: what else have we lost? If such a device existed in the 1st century BCE, capable of calculations thought impossible until the Renaissance, how many other inventions disappeared in the fires, floods, and collapses of ancient civilizations? How many times has human genius reached for the stars, only to have its work vanish into the abyss of time? The Antikythera Mechanism, in all its intricate beauty, is not just an object. It is a fragment of a greater story, one in which our ancestors may have been far more advanced than we dare to admit. Today, the corroded gears of the mechanism sit behind glass in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, a puzzle partly solved, yet never fully understood. It is a reminder that history is not a straight road from ignorance to enlightenment. It is a winding path, full of lost cities, forgotten sciences, and rediscovered wonders. Perhaps somewhere, beneath another stretch of sea, or buried in the dust of an ancient library, lies the key to understanding it completely. Until then, it remains one of the most tantalizing enigmas ever pulled from the deep. So, what do you think? Was the Antikythera mechanism a unique marvel, or proof of a lost technological age we've yet to uncover? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please like, comment, and share. It truly helps keep these stories alive. Until next time, keep wondering and keep searching.